Arjuna fortune Tiborias core di Alberta Libertia Mobius.
In a world overflowing with information, it's easy to forget that ancient societies didn't just see the earth, they heard it. They believed every river had a prototype in the stars, every city mirrored a heavenly realm, and every sacred act echoed the first time a god brought order to chaos. Arjuna Earth Maiden is more than a Y2K aesthetic anime. It's a metaphysical call to remember the earth not as a resource, but as reality, as a center, and as something sacred. In archaic thought, reality isn't automatic. It's activated through ritual and through imitation of the gods. Just like ancient builders copied celestial patterns to assure city society, Juna must reenact the primordial battle against disorder to heal the earth. Her visions show a dying Gaia, poisoned by disconnected modernity. Her intuition? A literal death and rebirth, a journey into sacred time, echoing what mythologist Mircea Eliade called the eternal return, the difficult road back to the center. But not every guide leads to the center. Chris, the one who awakens Juna, appears first as a savior, yet harbors destruction in his shadow. He doesn't represent the divine teacher archetype, like Krishna guiding Arjuna from the Bhagavad Gita, but rather a fallen angel version, a corrupted wisdom bearer whose solution is annihilation. His voice asks Juna, "Why do you want to kill the Raja?" But in truth, he seeks the genocide of humanity. His consumption of the world's toxicity is his downfall, his lie cloaked in sacred language. And yet, he chooses Juna because she is weak. What he intends as manipulation becomes providence. Her weakness becomes the offering, or the sacred vessel, through which healing can begin. In myth, it is never the mighty who bring restoration, but the broken, the humble, and the pierced. When Tokyo receives her powers later, he wields them instantly, because of strength and because of her surrender. Like the passing of divine flame, the spirit doesn't require training, only the willingness to die to the self. Every sacred city, temple, or mountain in ancient customs was more than just geography. It was the axis mundi, the world's navel. These were the places where heaven and earth met, where the divine revealed itself. Juna's journey frequently returns to elevated points, mountaintops, floating spheres, inner realms. These aren't just visuals, they're symbols of the center, where transformation is possible. But not every character ascends. When Juna speaks with her father, he describes his hometown as a hole in the valley, a place covered by mountains, like the bottom of a boat. He once longed to escape it, believing there was nothing beautiful in that low place. His life, shaped by machinery, shipping metaphors, and the pursuit of something easier, mirrors the loss of sacred life in modernity. Like so many others in the anime, Juna's father traded the center for a career that drifted, both physically and spiritually. His story becomes a parable of modern estrangement, how we leave the sacred mountain behind in search of greener grass, only to find ourselves afloat in a hollowed vessel. For Juna, ascending isn't about escape, it's about returning to the sacred mountain, the cosmic center, where the true voice of the earth speaks, not through language, but through being. In sacred time, everything becomes now. Rituals don't happen once, they're always happening. As we find out at the end of the anime, Juna's task isn't to change the future, it's to restore a timeless harmony that still hums beneath the noise. This disconnect between sacred time and mechanized time becomes visible in Juna's everyday world, where classrooms are factory lines of memorization, and knowledge is reduced to regurgitation. When her teacher reads from a textbook, Juna pleads to hear what he really thinks. And when he finally answers, it's with bitterness. That words are illusions, that people crave easy answers, that the system favors obedience over meaning. He once wanted to teach the beauty of math, but now he's lost the heart of it. In time, Juna's reawakening isolates her. Her classrooms call her strange, while Tokyo, who truly loves her, chooses to protect her even when he doesn't understand. His devotion is quiet, but real. Just like Juna, he's already performing a sacred ritual, protecting what he loved. Yet, even love frays in the noise. Jealousy emerges, Juna of Sayuri, Tokyo of Chris. He tells her the Earth is fine, trying to ground her in his reality of motorcycles and video games. But when he gives her a ring, she knows she must say no. Not out of rejection, but to keep him safe. Again, both of them are performing the same rite, guarding the sacred, even at the cost of their own closeness. Later, Juna meets with Cindy. Cindy's traumatic past speaks to a lineage of disconnection, parents who don't love, lives that don't listen. When Juna confronts her pregnant sister about smoking, she's told bluntly, "How can I love this baby? I don't even like the guy." These aren't just conversations, they're confrontations with the void left by lost rituals. In ancient rites, building a temple meant re-performing the act of creation. Juna's healing acts, whether saving a tree, questioning factory systems, or confronting the pain of motherhood, are re-performances of Gaia's original balance. And as time continues in the stillness of the sea, Juna and Tokyo meet again. No words, just presence. The sacred isn't something they find, it's something they become, even if only for a moment. Mircea Eliade wrote that for archaic man, nothing had value unless it repeated the transcendent. Modernity breaks this mirror. It makes us forget what the earth is and isn't. While the earth is matter, it's also myth, memory, an ancient parent, and a home. The old man on the bridge, a gardener, a sage, reconnects Juna and Tokyo to the truths modernity forgot. He is the archetype of ancient wisdom, tending to soil, weeds, and time itself. He shows us that vegetables need bugs, that life needs decay, and that even the most sacred things are grown from ruin. His lesson isn't ecological, it's metaphysical, that in trying to make the world efficient, we made it empty. We see this emptiness reflected in human relationships too. When Tokyo confronts his father inside a contaminated lab, it's not just a clash of ideals, it's a breakdown in language itself. Although father and son argue over money, responsibility, and environmental damage, Juna sees something deeper. Their colors, their feelings, they're all the same. The wounds are inherited, and so is their loneliness. But understanding can bloom when truth is spoken from the heart. Time bonds us, not gifts, Tokyo finally says. This isn't just reconciliation, it's restoration. Later, in New York, Juna learns another hard truth through Teresa, a seed agent whose body and past carry the marks of modernity's interference. A hermaphrodite due to chemical exposure from her mother's hormone pills, Teresa shares how the medical industry evolved from recycling toxic byproducts from war into pharmaceuticals and fertilizers. Modernity, she says, it's just a bunch of garbage we can't get rid of. Her story lays bare a haunting reality. The body itself has become a battlefield for progress, but love, spirit, and memory still resist it. Even in a world saturated with chemicals, Juna believes healing is still possible. In conclusion, Arjuna reminds us that by returning to the center, the earth could be made whole again. We don't need to build a new world. We just need to remember the one that's always been there. Because even now, the earth is speaking, in trees and rivers that echo through time, in rituals that hold back chaos, and an ancient ontology that sees not being as a possession, but as participation.